I arrived at the famous fort of Masada early in the morning, well before sunrise. My plan was to walk up to the top of the hill and witness this amazing spectacle, just like the Jews did fighting against the Romans 2000 years ago.
You probably can't see anything, but I'm walking up towards the Masada. It's 5:30 now, and there is about 20 more minutes before sunrise. The doors open at 5 o'clock, and the walk takes about 45 minutes up here, with about a dozen other tourists trailing behind me because I ran up. There are only 2 other people above me, so it's pretty cool. I'm just totally out of breath now, and left my bottle of water at the freaking cashiers, so I hope the shop will be open up there by the time I get to the top. What I don't get is why all the other tourists are walking with their torches when it's pretty bright now, and having the torch on just completely blinds you to everything else. So good for them. I'm almost there now. I'm completely drenched in water, but I will take a break when I get in. Oh, well, the views are pretty stunning. You can see behind me. So here we go. You can see the Israeli flag behind me, and there is some water there. After the big climb, I'm now sitting on the edge, ready for the action. There is about 4 or 5 minutes left before the sunrise. I'm sort of losing my faith in humanity, because when we arrived up here, people started looking for the east. Never mind, the sun is rising on that side, and yeah. Then another guy was like, "Can you drink that water from the tap?" And when we arrived, I went up to buy my ticket, and the 2 girls that had been standing there for at least 15-20 minutes didn't realize it was already open and that they could climb up. So basically they were just standing around there even though the gate was open. So anyway, the sun started to rise now, so I'll turn around.
As the sun slowly rose above the mountains, I could imagine how difficult it must have been to build the place in the desert heat. Herod must have been a huge egotist to build such a massive palace for himself, especially in the middle of the Negev desert.
Sunrise looks beautiful, and it's just amazing to think that 2000 years ago the Romans and the Jews were looking at the same sunrise when they were facing each other. Although that's pretty much impossible, because then the Romans would have been standing with their back towards the sun. But anyway, that's a nice thought that just came to me. And looking at these birds flying around here, their great grandparents must have been flying around here too, witnessing all the fighting and everything else that had been going on around here at the time.
The palace complex was totally fascinating and made me wonder why he would have wanted to live up here. It is difficult to get to, there is no water here, and I'm pretty sure it was super hot here even back then. Aside this, the complex looks stunning.
I'm at the Northern Palace now, and ever since I read about this as a kid in school, I've been dreaming about coming here.
Standing there, I could imagine how my slaves would have pulled the curtains open every morning to reveal the breathtaking scenery that is the Dead Sea in front of me in the valley.
Absolutely perfect now. All the tourists have gone and I have the place for myself.
Unbelievably, there was even a swimming pool in the palace complex, even though they had to cart the water uphill using dozens of donkeys. As it started to get unbearably hot up at the top, I decided to go down to check out the air-conditioned museum.
Well, the ticket officer didn't turn up, so we got the ride down for free.
After the visit to the museum, I popped into the car and drove to Ain Bokek, a free beach on the Dead Sea. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe.